request you to kindly address the Rochas Foundation children. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please sit. Let me wait for His Excellency to take his seat. The celebrant, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Owele Anayo Rochas Okorocha, Ethelbert, my governor, and his dear wife, Her Excellency Mrs. Ugo Nyoma Okorocha, who my wife calls Excellency Tsunami, the Honorable Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Acho Ihim, and other members of the State Assembly present, the Deputy Governor-designate, Chief Callistus Ekenze, and his dear wife, Mrs. Chioma Ekenze, the Secretary to the Government, Chief Mark Uchendu, and other members of the State Exco, the children of the Rochas Foundation, students of the Rochas Foundation, both here in Nigeria and from all over Africa. I want you to just, if you are one of the very exceptional children from the Rochas Foundation schools and colleges, then I want you to make a very loud noise wherever you are. Very much. Well done. The children of the celebrant and his wife, Mrs. Ada Uloma Nwosu, Uju, Uchechi, Aham, Amanchi, and Amen. I want to say before I go on, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most encouraging days for me as a public officer in this country. I must say that very frequently you are faced with all manner of negatives and all manner of challenges, and you have to ask yourself each time whether what is being done is working and what really is worth it. But just looking around today at all of you young men and women who have attended or are attending the Rochas Foundation colleges and schools, it is evident to me that not only is there a great future ahead of us and a great future ahead of you, but also that there is so much merit in being able to give. And I want to just congratulate and commend the founder of the Rochas Foundation for this incredible insight and for the great things that God has done through him and that God is doing through him. I'm greatly encouraged today just seeing the fruits of so many years of kindness and so many years of labor. And I'm told that there are thousands who are not even here. God bless you. God bless you, Your Excellency. I'm deeply grateful to be here, and it's a great honor for me also to be here. I've been asked to speak to you about whatever it is that occurs to me. I've been given a free hand. And as I was thinking about what to talk about, it struck me that I could actually talk about the advantage of disadvantage. The advantage of disadvantage. There are certain wise sayings that mean the same thing. Let's take a few of those wise sayings. One of them is that every disappointment is a blessing in disguise. Another is that to every cloud there is a silver lining. Another is that a test is really what comes before a testimony. Every one of these sayings is actually saying the same thing. That is, what may seem like a failure, what may seem like a disappointment, is actually just a mask over a blessing that is just around the corner. So there is actually an advantage hidden in every disadvantage. Scripture says that weeping may endure for a night, but surely joy comes in the morning. But sometimes it's not so easy to see these truths when you're experiencing a disappointment or a failure, or when you're experiencing a tragedy. It's not so easy to see some of these truths, and some of these wise sayings may not make sense. It's usually a bit difficult to tell someone who has lost both parents and there are no wealthy relations to take him or her that there is light at the end of the tunnel. The truth is that misery likes company, and self-pity is also just one of those useless emotions, but is always there and available. The truth is that if you don't think right, if you don't have the right perspective, even what has gone wrong will be slight in comparison to what can still go wrong. Let me tell you a few things not to do when life deals you a tough blow. And I can tell you, given some experience that I have, but I'm not going to share those experiences today, but I just say this to say that when life gives you a tough blow, there are certain things that you must not do. The first is that you must not be anxious. You must not be anxious. The Bible tells us that be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. Anxiety is not a useful state of mind because it doesn't solve problems. I'll tell you a quick story from the Bible. I'll tell you a few stories today, so just be a bit patient. Once in Scripture, God told the children of Israel when they were in captivity that he was going to deliver them, and in one night, called the night of the Passover, he warned them that they should put blood, the blood of a lamb that was slain, the blood of a lamb that had been killed, on their lintels, on their doors, on all their doorposts. He said, just make sure you put blood on your doorposts. And when I send the angel of death, once the angel of death sees blood on your doorposts, it will pass over and not kill you. But anywhere where there is no blood, those who live in that home, the firstborn son or daughter, will die. But you know, and this is not in the Bible, by the way, but can you imagine what would have happened on that night? There are some who would say, after putting the blood, some will say, we still have to fast and pray all night long until morning, just to be sure. And some will say, why bother? God has told us that once we put blood, that's it. Both of them, by morning, the one who slept and the one who didn't, so long as there was blood, they were both saved. The one who slept enjoyed a few hours. The one who was anxious lost a few hours to anxiety. The second thing that you must not do is that you must not be hampered by fear. Fear is a terribly negative emotion. It can drive you crazy and make things look worse. There is a quotation from the book from Shakespeare in Julius Caesar. It says, cowards die many times before their deaths, but the valiant, the brave, taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have seen, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death in necessary end will come when it will. Talking about death and fear, I wonder whether you ever heard this story. We are told and I'm not so sure whether it's true or not, but it's an interesting story nevertheless. We are told that death told God one day that he was going to a village to kill 10 old people. A week after death told God that he was going to a village to kill 10 old people, a week after he got there, 30 people had died. And God asked him, but you, Satan, you said you were only going to take 10 old